And as the soul goes onward along the path, the joy deepens and deepens. For we saw at the beginning that sorrow had its root in ignorance. True, the bitter pain will come often before the knowledge, but that is because of the ignorance, because of the blindness. From In the Outer Court. What's going on? How are you? We're on day 7 already. That's 7 days into the new year, 2021. And I've never made YouTube videos before, and I've never especially done a daily upload before. I can hardly do anything for 7 days in a row. This has been very, very fun for me, and a great exercise and practice of discipline and grinding, you can say. But these meditations are teaching me quite a bit. They're teaching me a lot, but still, even the practice of making these videos and talking about them every day is just makes me feel better, and I really think you guys should find whatever it is you want to do too with YouTube, with any kind of discipline and any kind of reading, because knowledge is one of the best gifts of all, and that's the gift I'm hoping to give you for watching these videos. So let me read it one more time. And as the soul goes onward along the path, the joy deepens and deepens. For we saw at the beginning that sorrow had its root in ignorance. True, the bitter pain will often come before the knowledge, but that is because of the ignorance, because of the blindness. From In the Outer Court. The saying, ignorance is bliss, comes to my mind when I read this, but the odd thing is, the ignorance actually brings sorrow. It's bad for your soul. It's not being on the path. The ignorance is completely the opposite. Knowledge is the path. Wisdom is the path. But as it says, blindness and ignorance are rooted in sorrow and rooted in ignorance likewise. And as we move onward along the path, the joy deepens and deepens. It is interesting how these meditations not contradict, but complement each other. It's part of the two negations, like being and non-being, truth and lie, good and evil. Yesterday it said, the throwing aside of a passing happiness for eternal bliss means you throw the joy aside in order to be happy. But we're not talking happy, we're talking eternal bliss, joy in the soul, enlightenment. And as the soul moves onward on the path, the joy deepens and deepens, and sorrow is rooted in ignorance. We often go through times of pain before we're rewarded for it. And I feel like that's what this meditation says the most. Bitter pain will come before knowledge because of the ignorance and blindness. Self-awareness is key to going on the path. Self-awareness, conscientiousness, the longing for knowledge and wisdom, feeding your soul what it wants to be fed so that you can grow, so that it can grow closer to what it wants to be, climbing up the ladders of the levels of initiation, as I talked about in the 3rd video. So with that, I would say don't be discouraged because of your bad ways in the past. The ignorance and blindness, you have to be aware that you're ignorant and blind in order to progress towards knowledge, towards joy. Self-awareness is so key here. And I find on my own path, it's the thirst for knowledge that first off drives me crazy, but the more I find out, the more it calms me, because that self-awareness, once you realize it's like an explosion of information in your brain, but you have to welcome it. You have to accept that your thoughts on the world, your opinions on the universe and existence is going to change. Your ideas can't be set in stone. You can't be married to your beliefs. So once the ignorance and blindness is gone, that veil is released and you start seeing so much more than you have seen before. And moving farther along the path settles that chaos in your brain. You find little bits of inner peace each step along the path. So don't be discouraged by your former blindness and ignorance. Rather, rejoice in the fact that you're moving in the right direction. Let me read it one more time. And as the soul goes onward along the path, the joy deepens and deepens. For we saw at the beginning that sorrow had its root in ignorance. True, the bitter pain will often come before the knowledge, but that is because of the ignorance, because of the blindness. Thank you.